Hi, friends. This is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics. And let's get into it. So let's talk about American politics. So fascinating. We are now in the era of the American King. Donald Trump is performing at a level that is 100% unprecedented for any president. It all comes from one. Well, it the tip of the spear of how this is happening is flood the zone. Flood the zone is a political maneuver that President Donald Trump, American King Donald Trump, um, demonstrated in the first 100 days of his second term. And it's really important to pay attention to it and to acknowledge it as students of American politics from the perspective that um, it has shattered one major American political myth. Now, this was always a myth, but most people believed it was true. And you would hear it on both sides. You would hear it from Republicans and Democrats, and it's now complete tomfoolery. Like it's the echo of a fool, right? Like, and it is the president doesn't change much in America, right, or the world, right? And people really believe this for a long time. You would hear it all the time. People would say it constantly. They would just like, oh, well, the president doesn't do that much. Whatever's happening in a president's term happened from what was happening 4 years ago, and they don't have that much power. They can't really change that much. President Donald Trump has set up that that statement that the president can't really change or control much at all, and has set it up as a glass figurine and shattered it with a political jackhammer, shattered it with a political sledgehammer. That idea is ludicrous now. And the reason why is right now, President Donald Trump using flood the zone is changing policy, taxes, and laws at a rate that is so fast. The listen to this. The pace is so fast from the political changes that are happening from American King Donald Trump that literally the mainstream media cannot cover it. Right? Chelsea, there's lots of examples of this. Chelsea Fagan is she's a financial guru, and she used to do like fancy 4K expensive videos. Now she shoots like on her iPhone in the middle of the night, right? Just because her thoughts are coming so fast and things are happening so fast. If she has any hope of actually covering any or all of this, she has to cover it at a rate that doesn't allow for the old processes or the legacy method of shooting video, right, and doing coverage. It's truly astonishing. We've never really seen anything like this. So I think what's really fascinating is we have thoroughly reached the point where the old we now know this statement that the president doesn't change much is simply just not true. And when it was true for presidents, it was because presidents were on cruise control, right? They were just like, oh well, the tradition is I don't do much and I can't change much. But the reality is President Donald Trump always understood what the American presidency was. So he could change things in two ways. He could change things with his quite literal authority, and he could change things with his figurative excuse me. He could change it with his literal authority, or he could change it with his literal influence, right? Like for instance, excuse me, the president does not actually have the ability to make laws. Congress does, right? But any president worth his salt can pick up the phone and just call a congressperson or a senator and say, do this. And it's going to happen, right? And the reason why is there's no way out of 100 congressmen and women, and out of what's the House, 350 people, I think, that he's not going to be able to have a line of people who do what he wants, right? So he could change things through literal authority, and he could change things through extremely powerful influence. So that's where we land, right? So we can put this to bed. The president can do whatever the president wants. The president has the power to change literally anything in the world within 1 to 7 days, right? And we have seen Donald Trump do astonishing things. Using the power of the tariff, he has forced countries to do America's will. Within the first week, he's like, remember those tariffs I talked about? Well, they're going into effect. Mexico and Canada literally came and bended the knee and did exactly what he wanted to just get a 30-day reprieve, right? It's absolutely astonishing. The other thing that he could do is he could change whatever he wants for any department. The other thing we know now is the president can change any department he wants, right? And the way he can do that is he can staff it well and allow it to multiply its power, or he can stumble bum it, right? He could put in a stumble bum, right? And say, oh, hey, stumble bum this, right? You don't know anything about it. He could put in a smart person who knows absolutely nothing about the department. He could put a smart person who has a deep-seated hatred for the department. Or he could put in somebody who is literally completely incompetent, right? And that will stumble bum that department into irrelevance, or in some ways like functional non-existence. It's and so the idea that the president cannot change anything they want at any time, literally within 1 day to 1 week, sometimes even within an hour, right, is ludicrous at this point. And I need you to understand this. What's happening with Donald Trump is not just interesting. It's not just important. It's completely unprecedented. This is changing how politics will work in America for centuries to come and in the world itself. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.